Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel hashtag random information answer for every valid question. In this video, as we have started module 2, for today's discussion, let us deal with the numericals. As per our today's discussion, let us deal with numericals in this video. Generally, numericals on module 2 has three type of numericals. First type is unloaded power system and second type is a power loaded system, and finally the RLC circuit fault analysis. Let's see what we do in unloaded power system. Steps. First, we find the PU impedance diagram as we dealt in module 1. We need a knowledge of module 1 numericals. We will find PU impedance diagram initially, and second step we calculate fault current calculations, and basic formulas required are P is equal to root 3 VLIL. We know that. Next, I is equal to V by Z. Always V is equal to 1 angle 0 degree. In unloaded power system, pre-fault voltage will be 1 angle 0 degree. Remember this. And then IPU is equal to I actual divided by I base. We know that. In terms also voltage also, VPU is equal to V actual divided by V base. And remember this, I said in the theory part, XD is equal to steady state, XD dash is equal to transient state, XD double dash is subtransient state. Note, for motor and generator, XD dash is not equal to XD double dash, or this equation. And for transformers and transmission, we don't worry about these things. XD is equal to XD dash is equal to XD double dash. We'll going to the next type, unloaded power system. They mention like in question they will mention motor is drawn at, if motor is one type of load, right? Motor is drawn at so and so voltage at power factor they will give. At that time we have to see that is a loaded power system. In that case we need to find initially we need to find a power PU impedance diagram and pre-fault voltages like V0, I0, calculation in PU system only under fault conditions. First, pre-fault conditions we need to see these all. V0, I0 we have to calculate. Under fault conditions we need to find EG dash, EM dash. Finally, taking this only IG dash, IM dash. Finally, we will get fault voltage. Sorry, fault current by adding generator and motor current. And a third type is RLC circuit fault analysis. In that case we need this entire formula. Just keep it, remember, I of t is equal to Vm divided by magnitude of z. This is one set. Sin theta omega t plus alpha minus theta. This is whole become one set. Minus of a similar case, this only V by m magnitude by z sin theta, just alpha minus theta. We'll don't enter this omega t, and multiplied by time factor e raised to minus RL by t. DC offset current will be 0 when alpha minus theta is equal to 0. It will be maximum when alpha minus theta is equal to plus or minus 90 degree. And maximum momentary current formula is 2 times of Vm divided by magnitude of Z. Let us discuss about type 1 numericals, unloaded power system. The question has given like this: for the power system shown in the figure, find the fault current IF at F. That is this. We need to find the fault current. This is all power system. See that generator G1 and G2 only connected. There is no load. This is unloaded power system, right? In unloaded power system, the fault has been occurred at the middle of a transmission line, 20 kilometers away from T1. This entire transmission line length is 50 kilometers, and X is equal to, they gave 0.48 ohms per kilometer. Generator all ratings has been given, generator and the transformers. Getting into the solution. As our first step, finding out a impedance diagram. Okay, our first step in this is we need to section the power system. T1 primary to generator, T2 secondary to primary of T2, and this to this. This is section 1, section 2, section 3. Since they don't they did not give about any base values, so we need to assume. This step I have explained in the previous module 1 numericals. I'll assume these has a base values. These terminals, that is base power is, I will assume this section as new base values, that is base voltage. I assume base voltage G1, right? G1 voltage is 11 kilovolt, and base power is equal to 20 MVA. Therefore our further step is new base voltage. New base voltage for generator 1 section. We just assumed that as a base voltage as 11 kilovolt. Assumed. New base voltage for transmission line section, that is transmission line section, is equal to previous section voltage is 11 kilovolt. 11 into, since generator is connected primary, this is secondary, generator connected primary, this is secondary. We are calculating this section voltage. We are moving from this to this because this is known section voltage, right? Therefore we are moving this to this, means this implies primary to secondary. We are moving primary to secondary. Moving from primary to secondary will give V2 by V1 voltage. V2 by V1 of T1 transformer. V2 66 divided by 11. This get cancel. You will get 66 kilovolt. This transmission line section is 66 kilovolt. New base voltage for, we left out with a generator 2 section base voltage is equal to previous section voltage is 66 multiplied by, since we are calculating G2 section voltage, we are moving from, this is known section voltage, right? We are moving from this section to this section. That implies secondary to primary. Secondary to primary means V1 by V2 formula. 66 into V1 by V2 of T2 transformer. V1 by V2. 11 by 66. 66 get cancel, 11 kilovolt. To draw a impedance diagram, we need to find also new impedance, new PU, impedances or reactances. Okay. See, first we will calculate xg1 PU new is equal to old PU of G1 is given 0.25. Since it is transient, right? Only single dash transient, just mention dash. Old PU given as 0.25, and this is a power section, right? New power divided by new base power is 20 divided by old power is 20 multiplied by old voltage given in the question 11 divided by new voltage of G1 section. New voltage is 11 whole square. All will get cancelled. We just multiply by J into PU. Now xg x dash T1 irrespective of this, because the note is given here transmission lines, there is nothing difference, just write x dash xt1 PU new is equal to old PU of T1 is 0.06 multiplied by, this is power section, new power divided by old power of this T1 5 MVA multiplied by old voltage, that is T1 taking, right? Primary voltage you will take. Primary voltage we consider because T1 primary is this side. Primary section voltage is, this is section voltage is 11 kilovolt. 11 kilovolt. Sorry for after calculating this all, we'll get 0.24 JPU. Sorry for the moving faster, because of time the video has to, sorry for moving faster. You can watch my previous videos of module 1 numericals with I discussed in detail. You'll come to know. Okay, next we have calculated T1, right? We have completed with T1, and the transmission line reactance has to be calculated. Now I will divide this transmission line into two halves, because there is a fault here. We can't take these all impedance is one only. I'll divide this transmission line 1, this is transmission line 1, this is transmission line 2, two halves. That is x dash transmission line 1 pu new is equal to, okay, just concentrate here. I'm taking this line, TL1 is this much only. Since x is given as 0.48 per kilometer, right? We need for 20 kilometer. This fault has been mentioned this as 20 kilometers. Therefore, this reactance is multiplied by 20. 0.848 multiplied by 20 kilometers. Then multiplied by, since these are ohms, right? These are mentioned in ohms. These are mentioned in ohms. Therefore, the formula changes. New power divided by, new power is we assume that as 20 base power, and voltage square, new base voltage of a transmission line section, that is 66 whole square. This we will get as 0.078 pu. You can mention here before F, that is before F. Now we will calculate transmission line 2. X transmission line 2 dash pu new is equal to, this remains same, 0.848. And now just look at this figure. They did not mention transmission line to distance, since the total transmission line distance is given 50 kilometer, and after to this fault F they given 20 kilometer, right? Therefore 50 minus 20 gives us 30 kilometers. So therefore this distance is 30 kilometer. This impedance multiplied by 30, because transmission line 2 is 30 kilometers apart. Now multiplied by new base power remains same, 20, that we assume, divided by transmission line section voltage. Now calculating this transmission line, this belongs to this section voltage. The transmission line section voltage is 66 kilovolt. Therefore 66 kilovolt. After we calculating, we get 0.1168 pu J. Finally, sorry, we have T2 and G2. For x dash T2, volt pu given as x dash T2 calculating, right? Volt pu is given as 0.06. That is 0.06 multiplied by, this is power section, new base power is 20, right? New base power is 20. Volt base power of T1 is 5 MVA. Sorry, T2 is also a 5 MVA multiplied by voltage. Volt voltage of T1 is given as volt voltage. I'll take primary side. Primary side means this primary side, this section voltage we need to take. Primary side voltage, that is volt voltage, is 11, and generator G2 section voltage is 11 whole square. If we calculate, we get solution as J 0.24 pu. Finally, x dash G2 PU new. This is equal to old PU of G2 transformer. Old PU given as 0.25. 0.25 multiplied by power is 20, and the G2 power is also 20. Old power 20 multiplied by old voltage of G2 transformer is 11 kV. Old divided by new voltage of G2 transformer section is 11 kV whole square. This answer gives us 0.25 pu. Let us draw a impedance diagram. A generator G1 and G2 connected, T1 T2. We'll get impedance diagram as this is xg1 and this is voltage source of eg1 dash, right? Just mentioned to avoid confusions. This is T1 transformer, again transmission line 1. This is fault occurs here, and followed by TL2 and T2 transformer connected to xg2 voltage source eg dash, right? This is also x dash, total connected. This is the fault current if dash flow. In the question, they told to find a fault current if at fault f. That is, we need to find if dash. Let us assume the current flow in this circuit is IG1 dash, and current flow in this circuit is I2 dash. Let's take it as I1 dash for simpler version. I1 dash, I2 dash. From this voltage source, I1 dash. Since I said to assume in unloaded, we need to assume pre-fault voltage is equal to 1 volt. That is, Eg1 dash is equal to Eg2 dash is equal to 1 angle 0 degree. Since no load, therefore first I will calculate I1 dash. I1 dash is equal to, according to the formula, voltage Ig1 dash this divided by total this impedance total. That is, we need to add these all reactances, that is G1, T1 and TL1. See here, G1, T1 and TL1. These three reactances 0.25, 0.24, 0.78. You'll get as, just I will draw a simple circuit. This is xg dash. Consider xg total. This side total. X total. X1 total. After adding, we get 0.68J. This is the fault occurrence. This is if dash. This is I1 current entering. This is Eg dash. This is fault current, and the I2 current is entering here. This impedance, total impedance of this, if we calculate, we get as 0.068 pu. This voltage Eg2 dash, okay, divided by x1 dash. Eg dash, already we assumed that 1 angle 0 degree divided by total reactance 0.568J. We get this as 1.6 angle of minus JPU I1 as, and similarly I2 current in this circuit, I2 current is equal to IG2 dash divided by X2 dash, that is 0.068. This constitutes 1.649 J. Therefore we got I1 dash and I2 dash. Therefore IF dash, applying KCL here, IF is equal to I1 plus I2. IF dash is equal to I1 plus I2. This is equal to, after adding these two currents, we get 3.41 JPU fault current. Since this is in PU, but we need to keep this in actual current. To find actual current, since we know IPU is equal to I actual divided by I base, therefore I actual is equal to IPU. We just calculated, right? IPU multiplied by I base. We need I base. Let it be equation 1. I base, we have a standard formula, MVA base, new MVA base into 10 raised to 3 divided by root 3 into KVB whole. That is MVA base power is, new base power is 20 MVA and 11 kV new base voltage. We need to take these two. That is power is 20 MVA divided by root 3 into voltage is 11. We'll get 1049.72 amperes. Therefore base, equation 1 implies I actual current is equal to IF fault current actual is equal to IPU. IPU we calculated 3.41. Don't take these negative and F values. That is F means the current flow is, the negative sign indicates the current flow is reverse order. 3.14, they no need to take off J value, and the base current we calculated just now 72. So IF dash actual is equal to 3.79 ampere. Finally, this is the final step we'll get. We'll continue in the we'll continue in the type 2 numericals in the next video. I hope these classes are understood to you. Comment me for any queries and suggestions. If any doubts related to classes, you can join my Telegram study group, link in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Take care.